Good morning. It is Friday, and it's time to keep it about ball. Let's jump right into it today. We are into it today. Excuse me, I said that kind of weird. Starting off with the MLB scores, the Cardinals beat the Reds 10-9. The Guardians beat the Giants 5-2. The Blue Jays beat the Rays 5-1. The Royals beat the Athletics 6-2. The Brewers beat the Mariners 7-4. The Braves beat the White Sox 2-0. The Yankees beat the Orioles 6-1. The Nationals beat the Rangers 2-0. And the Angels, out of nowhere, beat the shit out of the Astros 18-3. Uh, another that is a football score. Literally, I've seen teams score that. So that's always funny to me seeing that in baseball. Uh, okay, so moving over to the NFL preseason. In the first matchup, it might have actually been the second matchup, but I'm not sure which one was first. But regardless, the Raiders beat the Texans 22-20. ZBR legend Aiden O'Connell outplayed Fernando Mendoza tonight, posting double Mendoza's QBR, which was 42.6. Mendoza also had I think it was like an 80-yard pick six. Not good. Not good. You don't like that out of a number one pick, but it is his first reps in the NFL. But bust. No, I'm kidding. Kind of. 16 Raiders caught a pass, and only one of them had more than two, and that was tight end Ian Thomas. All of the Texans quarterbacks were fairly efficient, no TDs though. Woody Marks did have 4 carries for 37 yards, so a nice little like 9 yards per carry average right there. A lot of guys caught passes for the Texans too, but that looking at the names for it, it felt really gross looking at it. So some of these names on here that caught passes for the Texans tonight: Marlon Klein, Daniel Sobakowitz, Foster Moreau, Jared Wayne, Justin Watson, Noah Whittington, Lewis Bond, Jaquan Jackson, Josh Kelly, Woody Marks, Owen Wright. Almost said Owen Hart by accident. Lewis Hanson, Xavier Hutchinson. Like, just what a disappointing group of names. I don't know. Maybe that's just me. I don't know. It's just even on the Raiders side, I like their names a little bit more. Uh, Brandon Johnson, Cedric Jackson, Jalen Naylor, Philip Dorsett, Ian Thomas, Malik Benson, Mike Washington, Dylan Laube, Noah Brown, Chris Myarki, or Myark, uh, Daria Bungawale, former teammate of the Texans. There, I didn't even realize he was actually with the Raiders now. Connor Hayward, Devin Thomas, EJ Williams Jr., Roman Hemby, Albert Okemwembanaban Jr. And actually, that list is pretty fucking gross too. I just think I saw Jalen Naylor, Malik Benson, and Mike Washington. It was like, hey, that's not so bad. I guess it's still not as bad as the uh, the Houston team. I can't imagine if they'd have had like five more pass catchers, like the Raiders did, four more pass catchers. Excuse me, no, it's five, or no, it's four. Yeah, four more. What those names could have been, that'd be crazy. Like I did say yesterday, though, I do think they'd be really smart to be going after Tyreek if if they brought him in for like a physical and everything was checked out all right. I think that would make a lot of sense for both sides. Moving on to the next game, Chargers already in midseason form, getting blown out 41-17. Trey Lance was pretty efficient though, 10-16, and led the team in rushing yards with 42. Hampton had one attempt for -1 yard. So if you hear this and you play with any leagues in me, I just think you should consider selling while you can. That's you got to take the preseason serious. This is serious stuff we're dealing with, and you got to see if you can get even a second out of them now. After a performance like that. So send me offers. I might even be willing to pay you a single first, maybe a second and some fab for Omarion Hampton in any dynasty league you like. No, but in all reality, I am trying to acquire Hampton in a league or two. Sadly, Reed's got him everywhere, and I think Reed might be higher on him than I am. So that is no bueno. Deshaun Stribling, Kadero Hodge led the way for the San Francisco passing attack with 4 catches and 46 yards each. Reed actually messaged one of the group chats, randomly, I guess, in the middle of this game. It was like dribbling to the moon. And I don't know if Carson and Brady were watching. I was at work and was not watching. So I was just like, I guess he's having a good game. Yeah, I wonder if one of these was on a what's his long here? Maybe he had a nice long play. 21 yards. Yeah, it's possible. But Kadero Hodge had a 20-yard catch too. Jordan Watkins had a 24-yard catch. I mean, it is what it is. Duran Bradley on the Chargers had a 28-yard catch. So it's not like, yeah, it's I don't know. Caught 4 or 5 though, so not bad. Look at Kadero Hodge catching 4-4, super efficient. Wide receiver 2, shit. Way it's going there. He might be wide receiver 1 before too long. He keeps doing that. No, but looking at the running backs for San Francisco, I think it's actually kind of interesting here. A few guys got quite a few totes. A pretty hefty split. Zamir White led the way, 12 carries. Then Kalen Black with 8. Sincere McCormick with 6. Then Khalil Herbert, and then I guess the other 3 guys were all quarterbacks that ran the ball for him. But I think it'd be really funny if Zamir White or like Sincere McCormick, and Sincere McCormick also had 53 yards and a touchdown, was much better than Kalen Black tonight and much better than Zamir White. How funny would it be if one of those guys, not Khalil Herbert and not Kalen Black, ends up being the handcuff for McCaffrey? And that just feels pretty on par for the way the 49ers and McCaffrey have gone in the past. Dude, bro, you gotta get out of here. Sorry, my bunny's chewing on some wood over here, being all loud. But it's kind of the way it's gone for the 49ers in the past, is like when Isaac Grendo ended up being the handcuff, none of us thought he was the handcuff until it happened. And then we're like, oh, shit, this is the guy? They announced it that week. I think, I forget who was ahead of him at that. Brian Robinson, I think, is who they expected to be the handcuff then, and it ended up not being him. So, Ronnie, you got to go. Dang old Bron Dot chewing on some wood. It's kind of gay, bro. No, he's definitely not. Actually, that's an English joint. We're keeping it about ball. my bunny's not gay though. I think he just might have been really lonely one time. Moving on though, Sam Laporta is dealing with a hip injury. It sounds minor, and Dan Campbell expects him to be ready for Week 1. Khalil Shakir missed practice with an unidentified injury. Hopefully we have more on that from Joe Brady tomorrow. That is the Bills wide receiver 1, after all. True DJ Moore doubter over here. And lastly, per Adam Schefter, George Kittle is still ahead of schedule with a real chance to play in Week 1. So we'll see how that goes there. They are definitely going to need him. When you look at this receiving room and then you realize it's just Mike Evans with Kadero Hodge, DeJon Stribling, Jordan Watkins, Jacob Cowing, who did, I think he had a special teams touchdown, Jacob Cowing did, and he caught 2 of 7 targets, was not very efficient there with a long of 7, so both of them were 7-yard catches, so that's not great, but special teams matter too. You can definitely make yourself a roster spot there. Debo caught 1 of 2 targets for 4 yards. I think he's... Be kind of knick-knack. Yeah, old Steve-O now. Let's pull him up real quick and look at him before we get out of here. Oh, gosh. Does it say right here? Let's click on his bio. This is his 8th season, but it does not say his age. Which is crazy to me. Okay, let's just look it up. 30 years old, birthday's in January, so he won't be 32 till the end of the year, but he'll be 32 coming into next year. Yeah, I think he's still going to be kind of used how he was a little bit before. I just don't know if he has quite all that in him. I'm not sure how he reported to camp. I know he's one of those guys kind of maybe shows up in not the best shape sometime. If he showed up in better shape than like he did last year for the Commanders, then he might be in tow for a fairly decent season. Kyle Shanahan obviously knows how to scheme him up from his time before as well, and he gets involved in the special teams too, so he could be a difference maker there. And if you're not playing in a league that counts return yards, I don't know what you're doing, but you need to be doing it. It makes it so much better and just a lot more fun. So hopefully for the folks like me and anyone else that do play in those leagues, he is going to be doing some return stuff, because him with a nice receiving role, gadget role, plus some special teams would make him a pretty viable fantasy option in that format. But that is going to do it for me tonight, guys. Make sure you like, subscribe, comment, check out all the affiliates in the show notes. And of course, don't forget, nothing changes if nothing changes. See ya.